Hello universe, welcome to my world. Today when we do our Angelina Jordan video, we're actually doing it through a celebration of Norwegian music. Very interesting how this video came about. I received a comment recently to one of my videos recommending a Norwegian jazz singer, and I then entered a discussion and I was told about all of the wonderful musicians that Norway has produced. And I had a look, and within an hour, I wrote back and I said, thanks to you, I have my next video. I'm going to do a celebration of Norwegian music. And that's what we're doing today. And by the way, I don't work for the Norwegian Tourist Board. Now, if you had asked me a couple of years ago what I knew about Norwegian music, the only thing I could have told you was there was a group in the mid-80s by the name of a-ha. And they did revolutionary video for Take On Me. And it was revolutionary because they combined film with cartoons. And it was actually a couple of years before Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which also famously combined film with cartoons. Let's see the clip from the a-ha video. And little did I know that Norwegian music would be pulling me into a different dimension as well. Now, the first category that we will listen to for Norwegian music is based on location and landscape and geography. And these are Norwegian singers who are celebrating where they are from in Norway. The first singer, her name is Kari Bremnes, and she is from the north. And the name of the song, Edu Nord, which means, are you from the north of the country? And you can see from the video the beautiful sunset and harbor and mountain she's glorifying in the part of Norway where she's from. For me, the song has aspects of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. And this is actually very deep in the Arctic Circle. This is 150 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Just to put it into perspective, relative to the US-Canadian border, this would be 1,400 miles north of the US-Canadian border. So this is very far north.
Det ikke alltid det går sånn som du hadde tenkt. Det ikke alltid du når den ferga du kunne ha trengt. Du ser bare lysen der ute på vei til et annet sted. Og du som var 4 minutter ifra
Next, we will be hearing from Sigrid. Sigrid is only 10 years older than Angelina Jordan, and she is a pop singer. She writes all of her own material, and the song we're listening to is called Home to You. And it's a wonderful, cozy song, and it tells of how much she likes coming home to visit her parents, but it's also a celebration of the town where she's from. She's from Alesund, which is on the west coast of Norway. She does say that every opportunity she has, she comes back to the town. She also says she has very cool parents because when she was 18, 19, about to go to university, her parents said to her, are you sure you don't want to try for a music career? Because this is the time for you to do it. Not many parents would do that. This song, Sigrid's mother, who is holding the camera. Alesund, where she's from, is also where Angelina Jordan, at the age of 8, went to give a concert in a shopping mall with her guitarist, Egil Clausen.
When I don't know what to say, when I don't know what to do, there's a room I need to sit in, surrounded by my favorite view, and I need a hand to hold, someone to tell the truth. Would it be okay if I came home to you? No. Would it be okay if I came home to you?
We are doing an Angelina Jordan video, and Angelina Jordan also celebrates Norwegian geography, and she sings a song that she wrote herself, one of only a very few songs, and this song is called Oslo, and she celebrates and glorifies in the town where she grew up.
Far, far away, there's a little girl. She's singing along with the seagulls in the sky, dancing with the reindeers in the snow.
Next, we're not going to a specific location, but we are going even further up north. In fact, we're going so far north that it is part of Norway, but it's no longer in Norwegian. We're visiting the Sami people who have their own language. You may think of the Sami as Laplanders. And these are the indigenous people of Norway singing in their indigenous language. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, this also sounds like American indigenous music. First, we will hear some music from the American Indian tribe, the Lakota, and I think it sounds similar to the indigenous music from Norway. The indigenous singer singing in the Sami language, her name is Mary Boyne. Next, we're hearing one song sung by 3 Norwegian singers, and the song is Bob Dylan's Make You Feel My Love. First, we're listening to the famous Norwegian singer Ann-Gret Preus. Forgive my pronunciation of the Norwegian language. And the first 2 versions are in Norwegian.
Blåser i fjeset ditt, all verden fersker ditt mareritt. Skulle jeg holdt deg til du var blitt fylt av min kjærlighet.
Next, we'll be hearing from Ingebjørg Bratland, and she has a wonderful floating lilt in her voice. It's almost enchanting to listen to her version of the song. It's almost how I imagine the Greek sirens would be singing, enchanting the sailors.
Når regnet slår imot deg der du går, og når du ikke vet i armro, da vil jeg holde deg i 1000 år, fordi jeg elsker deg.
And when Angelina Jordan sings this song, she is with her Norwegian guitarist Egil Klausen, who we have met before, and we will be meeting him again before the end of the video.
When the rain is blowing in your face, and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love.
Next, we will be hearing from a very famous Norwegian singer by the name of Sissel. She is not just a soprano singing operatic arias, but she is a crossover soprano. So she does folk and pop, and she is world famous. She has sung in 10 or 15 different languages, and she has sung with Placido Domingo and Neil Sedaka and Brian May of Queen, and she's been nominated for Grammys. She and Angelina Jordan actually have 4 songs that they sing in common, and we're really lucky today because for each of these 4 songs, she actually gives an interview and talks about the song. And not only are these all love songs, but she gives these songs HD. She gives these songs high definition, not visually, but emotionally. She defines these songs with great emotional definition, which gives insight into what a really good singer needs to do to focus in on the impact of the song. This is the type of definition that Angelina Jordan gives her songs without actually verbalizing it beforehand. First, we'll hear Always on My Mind.
I must say that I am very weak for Willie Nelson's version. And I remember very well the first time I heard him singing this song. And I heard it on the radio and I was driving my car. And when I heard his song, I was like, it really got me. So I felt like he was so speaking so directly from his heart. So I had to stop the car.
I didn't treat you quite as good as I should. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have.
And these interviews are great because they really show the human emotional side and the emotional clarity of these singers. Next, Cecile is talking about I'm a Fool. And when we hear Angelina Jordan's version, we're not going to hear the a cappella version, which she did for Norway's Got Talent, aged 8, but we're hearing a less well-known version from Angelina.
Is about this love that you can't avoid. I know I love him, and I know that his love is not only my love. I know that his kisses also belongs to others, and I've tried to leave him so many times, but then I want to be close to him, and I go back to him.
I'm a fool to want you. I'm a fool to want you. To want a love that can't be true. A love that's there for others too. I'm a fool to want you. I'm a fool to want you. To want love and that can't be true. A love that's there for others too.
Next, Cecile is talking about If You Go Away, the famous Jacques Brel song. And she's talking about the emotional definition of love for this song as well. And in some moments, Cecile does sound like Barbra Streisand.
This love that you don't know if you will get this love or not, but if you go away, my life will end. I will have nothing. And actually, I would do anything to be near you. I could even be your dog. You know, you understand that, because if a dog would always follow its owner. But if you stay, I will give you everything. Actually, that part of the song, But If You Stay, is copied from Frank Liszt's Rhapsody No. 6. But if you stay, I'll make you a night like no night has been, no winter again. I sail on your smile, I'll ride on your touch, I'll talk to your eyes that I love so much.
But if you stay, I'll make you a day like no day has been or will be again.
But if you stay, I'll make you a day like no days have been or will be again. We'll sail on the sun, ride on the rain. We'll talk to the trees and worship the wind.
And next we come into Roberta Flack's First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. And she gives this also some wonderful emotional definition.
Most of the songs that I have sung has been about the longing and the lost love and the impossible love, the forbidden love. So to sing a song that is celebrating love, celebrating the first moment when I saw your face, the first moment when I kissed your mouth, the first moment when I lay with you. It's a beautiful song.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes. The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes.
Next we'll be hearing from a Norwegian singer by the name of Anne Brun. She does a song called Do You Remember? And what's striking to me is the elaborate video that is made with the huge investment. This is the type of video I look forward to seeing from Angelina Jordan, which we have not yet seen. This video actually reminds me of a video from 20 years ago by Christine Aguilera called Hurt. And similarity for me, they both have an element from the circus. The Christine Aguilera video, obviously so, but the costumes from the Anne Brun video give it a circus feel as well. And also, the Christine Aguilera video features a lot of flashback, and the Anne Brun video is called Do You Remember? So there's overlap there. But the feel of the music is actually quite different.
Do you remember that late morning when we went back to bed? When we found our first position and every muscle rested? I do remember that I already knew it was the last time for first positions, the last time you'll be mine.
All of the singers today from Norway are female, except for the next one. His name is Morgan Suleli, and he also has an elaborate video production. And he is the brother of Egil Clausen, who is Angelina's guitarist. And he is singing in the category of hip-hop rap. He's singing in the Norwegian language, and although you might think that that would make it an obscure video, it's actually been very, very popular worldwide. And many people write in saying, although I don't understand a word, I love this video and I love the music. It's also a very funny video. It pokes fun at the generation gap, and it's done very, very lighthearted. And in this way, it would be the opposite of what Angelina Jordan would do. Angelina Jordan would not be poking fun at the generation gap. In fact, if anything, she embraces the generation gap. And sometimes in the video, they have some very subtle touches. You can see the father at the beginning of the video eating a carrot, In English, we have an expression, if you call someone a carrot cruncher, it means that they're rural and a bit backward and maybe a bit old-fashioned. And so sometimes you have to pay attention not to lose some of the symbolism.
Som smurt skulle vi Lava lampor läser lys La oss skriva nya äventyr.
And last we reach Aurora. She is from Bergen and she is probably the most famous contemporary Norwegian singer. And she is very unconventional, and that is part of why she is so popular. She has a certain type of warble to her voice, which actually reminds me of the Cranberries.
Waiting in patience for me, dawn. But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting.
And the examples that we're going to give is from her song, Exist for Love. You can hear the tone of her voice when she sings about love. And then we will hear the tone of Angelina's voice when she sings about love. And Aurora says, every individual is within the big army of love, which is quite poetic.
And then you take me in, and everything in me begins to feel like I belong. Like everybody needs a home, and when I take your hand, like the world has never held a man, I know I cannot heal the hurt, but I will hold you here forever. But I can't help falling in love with you.
It's appropriate that we should end this video talking about how love is expressed, because really that's what Angelina Jordan is about. She says she wants to communicate love, and she does, whether it be unconditional love or whether it be universal love. How civilized is that? And I have exciting news for you. I've just bought my ticket to hear Angelina Jordan in Norway on the 10th of July. I'm going to make a pilgrimage there. It's some 75, 80 miles southwest of Oslo. It's in the town of Sandefjord. The venue is Copenhagen. And this may be the last time where we can hear Angelina Jordan in a small venue before she becomes a world-class superstar filling stadiums. It's an intimate music venue in the back of a pub, maximum capacity of 2,000. It should be a very, very intimate and very personal type of concert. Pontus, Adrian, and I, all three of us who recently did a video together, all three of us will be there. Come and say hello to any or all of us. Do remember, we angels are one big happy family. One more thing. We may be having a camera with us when we're at the concert, not so much to record the music, but maybe just to meet the fans and catch the atmosphere so that those of you who can't make the trip can really savor the moment. Others will be recording the music, but we want the reaction of our fans. We will continue on our journey with Angelina Jordan. Okay, gang, I'm out of here. I'll catch you later. Bye.